Hey guys, Jen Graves here. So, just doing my top 10 manga of 2018. Um, so, that's what we're here to do. And this is all manga that came out in 2018. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, my first one, number 10 on my list, going in ascending order, I guess, is Black Torch. This one was fantastic. I love the idea behind it. Basically, you have a ninja with years of practice, not knowing that he was going to need it for any reason. Has a special ability to talk to animals, different stuff like that, and ends up getting in a fight with, I guess they're kind of like demons. Just trying to figure out how to how to tell you that they're Monosuke, which is basically like a demon that's inhabited like an animal or something like that. So they have those powers. But this one, in it, the little cat up here, Taro, is actually one of the more things that happen. He's kind of like an ancient Monosuke that has been like trapped in this sacred stone or whatever forever, and basically is trying to figure out how to leave and all that other stuff because he doesn't have any strength. And this guy finds him, brings him back to health, and then the guy ends up going to try and save him, gets in the fight with the demon, and for all intensive purposes, basically gets killed. He gets a hand or a finger or something like that through his chest, and it virtually kills him, basically. And Tora, instead of the regular Mononoke, or Monozuki, thing of one of them eating somebody and gaining powers from them, he actually says, because the main character, Jiro, saves him, that he is going to give him his power. So he basically goes into the guy's body, and now there's a black sun that's a tattoo on his chest and his back where the holes were. And he has like this smoke power. Right now, all we've seen it manifested as is like giant hands, but that's about it. But yeah, and we found out that he came from an old ninja clan, and where we get the title from, Black Torch, is actually the name of the group that he was pulled into for this other ninja assassin group, kind of, that are out to go kill the Monozukis, Mononoke. Okay, I don't know why I was saying Monozuki. I have another volume that has exactly what it's called. So they form a little group of like these ninja families, different stuff like that, to go and kill off some of these other ones. Find out the mystery behind it, why Tora was released, and all the other stuff. So, really good one. That's why this one's number 10. And it is kind of a classic Shonen Jump. But, I mean, it's just as fun. New ideas, I feel like, are added into it. Stuff like that. So, it's number 1. Number 2 is Versailles of the Dead. This one's really good. This one's more like history based. It goes off of Marie Antoinette, stuff like that. Basically, she's on her carriage ride to come to whoever married her. I think it was like France, somewhere in there, from Italy, and or vice versa. Maybe that's what it is. I can't remember the towns. But on their route, she has her brother, her twin brother, that basically goes with her, and they basically sit there and out of nowhere they get attacked by zombies. So it's kind of like, I guess, Pride and Prejudice zombies or one of those other ones. You know, but now, for whatever reason, that it happened, because we're not 100% sure if she died of natural causes to these zombies attacking her, or if her brother actually had anything to do with it. But now her brother basically is her stand-in. He dresses up like a woman, he does all this other stuff, and towards the end of the book we find out that somehow he's got supernatural powers that we don't exactly know what they mean, what they do, or anything else like that. This is a good one, though. It sticks pretty close to history, which is what I like about it. And then they add zombies into it, just like reading the Pride and Prejudice zombie novel. So, really cool stuff. Then we have opossums, or opposiums, somehow in there, however you want to pronounce it. And this one is really good. It's by Tsutomu Nihei. I knew the last name. I didn't know the first part. Nihei, but he does other volumes like Blame, Manga, Knights of Sidonia, different stuff like that. This one is really good in the terms of, I feel like this one is better from the other ones I've read. There's only one of them, one of his other series that I haven't read that's in English publication, but this one by far I think is better than most of them, just because of how it's all laid out. It actually seems like there's an ongoing storyline, and you're kind of dropped into the middle of this post-apocalyptic world and what all they have to deal with, instead of like in the middle of a fight or something like that. So I would say that this one is really good. Basically you have like robot skeletons and stuff, or robot parts, and you can get this kind of almost like a gear, but they don't call it a gear, to upgrade yourself, and it gives you such and such time and all that to basically stay in this I guess more heroic form. It kind of makes me think about Digimon, where one of them will turn into like a better class. So that's kind of what it is, you know, him losing his human shell to become I forgot what they call it. I think it might be opossums, but I don't think so. I think they call it maybe something else. It's like some kind of robot word maybe. But you turn into it and you get better abilities. His has like a gun thingy that's with it, and has to figure out how to do everything. He ends up learning that he has to go return this other little like creature that is one of the things back to its original home, but at the same time he's gaining this power to go and do it. So as he absorbs other people as they go, it will incorporate into him. But that's kind of why the red's on here for him. Basically that's him changing into this armored thing. But it is really good. Nihei always does like some kind of post-apocalyptic or something like that with all of his. Blame, the only one that I haven't read yet, basically doesn't seem that way. But this one is really good. I would strongly recommend it. So number 4. And this one came from a separate series. This is kind of a spin-off, a prequel, if you will, that's really good. This one is Goblin Slayer, the side story for year 1. This one is everything that I would have asked for, wanting to start out Goblin Slayer for sure. This one I love that they printed this one because the regular Goblin Slayer is super enjoyable. Love it. All that other stuff, especially if it's your cup of tea. But this actually tells you everything. How our Goblin Slayer basically got to be the Goblin Slayer that he became, knowing what kind of armor to have, what weapons to have, everything that we know him to be as today, techniques, different stuff, and basically everything from his past of being a little boy and growing up with goblins that, you know, we didn't know anything about in the original Goblin Slayer. So this is a really good one, though. It has where he grows up and where he like takes his first mission, what happens to him as a little kid, other stuff. I mean, it's still got the really grungy, you know, scenes with the goblins and stuff and women, but you know, that's just something that's obviously going to be there because of how it's written. So number 5, big one that a lot of people are talking about, Eden Zero. This one is pretty good. I can't wait to get the second one so I can get into it a little more and figure out more about this world. It is really good. I enjoy it just like I enjoyed the other works of Hiro Mashima. If you know me, I'm short maybe like one book, which is his new book that came out. It's called Hiro Mashima's Playground, and it's got a bunch of short stories that he started out with. So we might even see some other stuff like this in there, and all that. Hiro Mashima, though, is really cool. As far as his ideas that he does, seems like he takes it and he tweaks it a little bit and then just throws it back out there with new elements and everything else. So, and you can always tell his artwork. I mean, a bunch of his characters, you know, are rehashes of each other, but, I mean, they're just as cool. So, Eden Zero, a lot of people are doing reviews and stuff on it now because it just came out this year and it's ongoing, so really good stuff, though. So number 6. This one is great. I love that this one came out. It's an attachment to another series. We're actually seeing elements from this series in another one. If you're not reading this one with the original series, you're probably missing out on a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of elements that's in this one that's also in the other one. And when you read them both together, you actually understand the story a lot better. But this is a great extra part for it. This is My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Really good series. I like where they went with the main character. He still is super obsessed with All Might. If you've read regular My Hero Academia. But he has his own quirk he lived with. It's just not a very good one, and is now learning all this different stuff because he is a vigilante, to basically make his power better, or his equipment, or something to make him better. So they're trying to find this drug that's going around that turns your tongue black, but it like increases a hero or a villain's abilities like tenfold for a limited amount of time, and you know, they're trying to end it. So it is really good, though. I highly recommend that one, especially if you are reading the My Hero Academia series. This one, I know, I think it was in volume 14. We had something happen in volume 14 that actually had stuff that goes with vigilantes. And I don't know how many people knew that unless you read Vigilantes, but it was really good. We get a couple past things that happen in Vigilantes that actually come out or have already come out in My Hero Academia. So, really good one to focus on and read as well with that. I think it's only out to 3 volumes so far. But I mean, it's a really good addendum to it, even though they're not exactly the same stories. Like, you could read them interchangeably. They both have elements that go into each other, so it's better for you to read both of them, going through it and figuring out what is kind of the middle ground between the two. Let's see. So we are up to number 7. This one is great. I absolutely love it. It's one of those ones that's just, it's corny and it's fun and happy-go-lucky all at the same time. Just really funny. But this one is, if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. And this one's pretty good. Basically, we have a mage assassin kind of guy that goes out and goes to kill somebody and ends up on this mission finding this little girl that's a demon. One of her horns is broken off and stuff, and ends up taking her back and caring for her and basically becoming like her dad, so to speak, and trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. But at the same time, he has to teach her. He's teaching her how to speak, because starting out she only knows the demon language. He teaches her some magic. Through other people, she learns how to cook, do all this other stuff she didn't actually get. So you still have that, and you have the whole thing with the guy basically being this really weird, obsessed dad character that's like, I can't be away from my daughter for very long, I can't do this, but at the same time he wants to like get her gifts and all this other stuff because of just all that different stuff, of him wanting to be the best father that he can be and basically love her as much as he can as a daughter. You know, all set up basically in a dungeon crawly world where there are demon lords, there are monsters and dragons and all this other stuff that he has to basically figure out how to defeat doing his missions. It hasn't messed with her or their town yet, so maybe that's something that might happen in the future, but so far it's just kind of like a coming of age growing story for her, and a learning how to be a father manga for him, and you know, how she affects the town and stuff. But it is a really good one. This one this one I totally love. This one is super funny. Whoever came up with the idea for this one, kudos, very good kudos. So this one is Plussized Elf. This is really good. It's hilarious. Basically, there's a door between what's supposed to be our realm with Earth and another realm that has more fantasy-based stuff. And there's some of these characters that have come and gotten into our world, and for some other reason you have to like be the exact same weight when you got here to return and all this other stuff. And this one has a bunch of different characters. It's a monster girl one, that, you know, different monster girls have different problems, and this guy has to figure out how to solve them, either by exercise, a healthier diet, weight loss, something like that. But the main one is this elf that basically loves French fries and can't figure out how to stop eating them. You know, so it's really, really good. It's really fun. And he gives people a lot of info, like a cooking manga, where they give you info on like how to cook the recipe or whatever. This one gives you exercise, like recipes of how you can get your health better. So it's really funny, especially with that and some of the monster girls that you see and different stuff like that. It is a little raunchy though, because there is like nudity in it or partial nudity. So going into it, just wanted you to know that. But it is really funny, just the whole aspect of it. The different monster girls that you see so far, what it is that they have weight gain for or something like that, and their reasons why they've done that. So it's really funny, and it's a good book. I highly recommend that one as well. That is my number 8. So I mean, or that's my number 3. So I mean, out of 2018 being that high up, highly recommend it. The next one is Juni Tyson, Zodiac Wars. This one is great. Families send in a fighter from their particular sign of the zodiac. Everybody's got something, and they all are skilled in like a certain weapon. They're all skilled with a certain ability that they have, that they can use, whenever. Kind of like a basilisk, where they have those one ninja abilities that they have. But this one is really good. They basically get into a big free-for-all in this town. It's monitored, and they have to go around to see who's going to be the winner at the end of it. They all have ingested a jewel that's filled with poison, basically releasing it into their body. The longer they go, the worse it can get. But they're trying to win this big free-for-all to basically become the king or the lord for that year or whatever. So a little bit of Hunger Games-esque stuff with the Zodiac thrown into it, and basilisk, different stuff like that. So really good one. So far, I'm loving the series because of, I like how the author took into account, they adapted this from a light novel, let me tell you that first. But they took into account with this basically that you can be a character and have an agenda, and another character turn around and have a separate agenda, and you go to help them for your personal benefit, but then they turn around and try and do something to you to throw you off. So it's kind of a give and take, even though different people go, oh, let's team up. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's not always right. But we got 3 of the characters on there. I think this one only has book 2 out right now. Really good series, though. Highly recommend it. I don't think it'll go on forever, but it is a spectacular book. And then last, this one is my big favorite one that came out for this year. It is super enjoyable. I like all the different stuff in it, all the different elements, and this one is just really well. It has all the extended elements in it that make you want to keep reading it, enjoy it at the same time you're reading it, and still wonder about what's to come. So it does a lot of things. But this one is Otherworldly Izakaya Nobu. So this one is really good, though. Basically, there is a town in Germany, medieval Germany, let me tell you that first. Medieval Germany, and in medieval Germany, all these people are used to, gruel or roasted pig or whatever. All the same stuff, nothing new. Mead, hot beer, different things like that, because they are kind of in the middle of a war, or defending themselves from a war, all that other stuff. Well, out of nowhere, there's a little shop that is an Izakaya Nobu, which is like a little Japanese kind of cafe diner kind of thing. Cold beer, all the other stuff, and all these people, they walk into it and it's otherworldly. They walk into it and they don't know anything about it. It's new food, new things. The menu is just random. You never know what they're going to have, or if somebody's going to throw a challenge out to them and say, hey, such and such wants something like this, and then the chef will make it. You know, they do that. They basically tell you the recipe too, because to the characters they tell the recipe to, and which I love that they've done that. Usually you see somebody in a cooking or in a cooking kind of manga where they will do it and they'll put the recipe at the end of it or something. This one, they do it while they're telling you, because the German characters don't know anything about it, so they have to kind of describe what it is to them. It's really funny too when they order a beer, they call it what's on tap. But the German people don't know, I guess, because of how it's said, so it's called was on top. Really funny. Whenever you read it and you get to those points, it's kind of like, okay, you want a beer, I get it, but you know, how did you get that all as one word? So really good humor in it too. And at the same point, in one point of the book, they have to go get groceries for the Izakaya Nobu, and it's not like they just go down the street. They have their back door to the place, and you see one of the characters, this character, actually go to the door and open it, and you see the big city and everything in it. So somehow it's connected where this pub is in medieval Germany, but to get groceries and stuff, they go back into the modern day world in Japan to get all that stuff. So really cool. Love it. This is my favorite book of 2018. Very fun. I was surprised that it was going to be as good as it was. And I mean, I can't wait to get into volume 2. So anyway, that's my top 10. I'll go through them one more time for you guys real quick. So Izakaya Nobu, or Otherworldly Izakaya Nobu. This is number 1, 2018. Juni Tyson, Zodiac Wars, number 2, 2018. Plussized Elf, my number 3. If It's For My Daughter, I'd Even Defeat a Demon Lord, number 4. My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, number 5. Eden Zero, 6. Goblin Slayer, Year 1, or Side Story, Year 1, 7. Aposioms, 8. I'm getting to the point where I don't have any more fingers. Versailles of the Dead. Let's see if I can do this. 9. And Black Torch. I don't know if I can do this. 10. Somewhere, there you go. Something like that. So, that's my top 10. They were really good. Ones that came out in 2018. Hopefully we get just as many good series that come out in 2019. Fingers crossed. But we did get a lot of extensive new manga for 2018 that was just spectacular. New stuff, new ideas, adaptations from light novels, expanding genres of food cooking, superheroes, zombies, all this different stuff. All great stuff that came out this year. There were very little manga that I felt like I didn't enjoy this year. So, anyway, we'll just go from there. Hopefully this helps you figure out some of the good volumes or manga that came out for 2018. Maybe you'll get into some of them. If you have any other questions, comment down below. Let me know if you want me to go into more of a thing for you. If you want to know a little more about something or another, and all that other stuff. But these 10 series were really good, really influential, and were just spectacular. So anyway, I'm Jen Graves. I will catch you later. Thanks for watching. Again, catch you later. So Thanks for coming to watch it. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Gingraves out.